I am now 2 weeks into my prep and I'm still not shredded. What's going on? No, of course I'm joking. This stuff takes time. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So I reckon in about a week or so I'll be absolutely peeled. Okay, jokes aside now, I actually am 2 weeks into my first ever prep, and that means I am 12 weeks on the dot out, 84 days away from needing to look my all-time best for a pricey photo shoot. So far the diet has been going really well, and I'm already noticing some sharpening up in my physique. The scale has been moving well, my energy has been good, and I'm feeling very motivated, so all is literally as good as can be so far. In today's video I'm going to give you a breakdown of my progress this far in prep, my plans going forward, any struggles and thoughts I've had, and pretty much anything else that I think is remotely relevant. But as always, I'll be putting that information alongside a full day of eating because I know you perverts love that stuff. Also, a quick reminder, you can join me in getting absolutely shredded this summer. The top link in this video's description will have a link to my coaching where you can contact me directly and we can work together to transform the way you look this year. So without further ado, first things first, let's make breakfast. Which today actually isn't going to be French toast. I know you probably don't believe me, but it's actually going to be the second thing you probably guessed. Protein oats. But it is protein oats with a twist, so don't click off. Hang around, you don't want to miss this one. It is an amazing volume eating hack, so let's see what we got. For today's breakfast, we want something high in volume without a bunch of calories. We want to stay nice and full until we get to meal 2, and that isn't always easy whilst you're cutting. You know, we don't want to be pissing away 60% of our daily calories in meal 1 just so that we can stay full until meal 2. And unfortunately, as much as I absolutely adore protein oats, they're not the absolute highest volume of foods out there. But with today's volume trick, the oats that we are making are literally going to double in size, if not more, without adding a bunch of extra calories. And what is this trick, you ask? Well, it's in this bag. And in this bag is semen. No, it's homemade cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice, homemade cauliflower rice. Okay, I feel pretty awkward now, so I'm just going to get on with this voiceover. Alright guys, kicking things off with the first voiceover of the day, we are making cauli rice protein oats, which I know sounds off-putting, but I promise you, this one is the shit. First things first, you want to add 40 grams of rolled oats into a big ass bowl, and then top that off with some water, microwave it until the water is mostly absorbed and everything is thickening up. Once the oats have done soaking the water up, then you want to add in your cauliflower rice. I'm using 250 grams of the stuff here, and then mix that in until you can no longer tell the difference between what is oats and what is cauliflower. Next up, we're going to add 30 grams of a whey protein powder. I'm using vanilla, some vanilla flavour drops or another 0-calorie sweetener to taste, some 0-calorie maple syrup, and then a very generous amount of cinnamon. Then just mix that all together until it's smelling like freshly made French toast. You can now judge whether more water is needed or not based on how thick it got from all the other ingredients. If you're happy with the consistency, then you are done. And there we go guys, a legit big bowl of protein oats for breakfast. Please remember the fact that this is literally 40 grams of oats. So we made all of this with 40 grams of oats. Usually that would literally be a peasant serving, but instead we've got a massive tub full. Because of the added cauliflower, we doubled, if not tripled, quadrupled the volume, which is going to make you way more full without all the calories, and not to mention all the extra fibre that we get from the cauliflower as well. It's going to keep things going well. Now, I understand that cauliflower in your oatmeal is questionable, and I understand why you'd be sceptical, but I'm asking you to trust me here. When have I ever lied to you guys? The consistency is no different to regular oats, and once it's all mixed up, you can't even tell that there's cauliflower in here. And also, if you couldn't tell from the cinnamon, the vanilla, and the maple that I added in this, these are French toast pros. I can't abandon French toast for breakfast altogether, guys. Come on, I'm not a savage. But to show you that this actually is good and I'm not just lying to you for clicks, taste test. That is actually ridiculous. Like, I've done this loads of times, but it still surprises me because it tastes so damn good. The maple syrup that you add into this just makes it insanely sweet, and it's just... How are the calories so low? It doesn't make sense to me. The calories and the macros for this entire tub of oats will be up on the screen here. I'm asking you to trust me on this one, guys. This is the shit. So, time for a bit of an update on how prep is going so far. It's going well. As you guys know, I am going through a 14-week prep, and it is my first ever serious prep, so that means I am now 12 weeks out. In the first 2 weeks of prep, I have dropped 2.5 kilograms, and that is obviously a lot faster than my target rate of weight loss. What you've got to remember is in that first week or two of dieting, you're going to be losing a lot of glycogen, you're going to be losing a lot of just general bloat from the amount you're eating. There's a lot of stuff that's going to mess with the actual weight on the scale. So although I'm 2.5 kilograms down, I've definitely not lost that much fat, don't worry. My macros in those first 2 weeks have not changed at all, so I'm still aiming for 2,300 calories with 180 grams of protein, 45 grams of fat, and the rest just being carbs. So far, my strength has not been affected at all, as far as I'm aware. The mesocycle has been progressing as expected, my lifts have been going up as planned. And also my energy hasn't been too bad in this time. The mornings have been a little bit rough, but as soon as I actually wake up and get some food in my system, I feel ready to go again. And if I do have a bit of a dip in energy, it's usually brought right back up by having a meal. So yeah, energy's been pretty decent. But as they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words, and what do all these words mean if there's no pictures to go with it? So on the screen, I will put up a picture of my beginning physique 2 weeks ago. And over here, I will put up a picture of my current physique 2 weeks in, 12 weeks out. As you can see, there is a bit of a change. Ab area is definitely looking a little bit sharper, and a few areas are just coming in a little bit more, really. I'm happy with this 2 weeks in because each week the visual progress will become more and more apparent. The leaner you are, the more that's going to show through. Every time you lose a little bit of fat, it will just show more and more. So currently being at my fattest point, when I'm at my leanest point, the changes will become faster and faster, if that makes any sense. So I'm really excited to see what I can do in the next 12 weeks. Super quick review incoming. I got this mince pie flavoured skinny syrup. They are usually spot on and I love them, but this one, not so much. Tastes like brandy for some reason. Wouldn't really recommend it. Meal number 2 is going to be my post-workout meal. So we want something quick, we want something easy, we want something with some carbohydrates, some good quality protein, and whilst keeping the fats low. And I'll tell you what, the bros might be onto something here because we have got broccoli, we have got sweet potato, and we have got chicken. So if I just get the oven preheating, get my plate ready with all the ingredients, and then just pop that in the oven for 20 minutes or so. And then after 20 minutes, it should be done. Okay, so I hope it goes without saying, but please don't actually try and cook this meal like that. It was a joke. What we've got is 200 grams of chicken breast, which I fried up and then shredded apart using 2 forks. We've got 200 grams of broccoli, which I boiled in salt. And we have got 300 grams of sweet potato, which I baked using the microwave technique, where you poke holes in it with a fork, wrap it in damp kitchen towel, and then microwave it for 10 minutes or so until it's soft. Basic, but it really does do the job. It tastes good, it fills you up, it is not high in calorie, it's just really good. The calories and the macros for this meal will be up on the screen here. And guys, subscribe for that cooking edit thing. You know, we're getting creative here. Subscribe. So now you know about all the progress that I've made on prep, I want to talk about some of the struggles I've faced. Although I know I'm only 2 weeks in and nothing is getting crazy yet by any means, there are definitely a few things that have come up, mostly mentally. The mindset that I have during this prep phase is completely different to anything that I've experienced in a cut before, because before my cuts have never been serious. The most important thing I've cut for before was just a holiday, whereas this is actually, you know, to see if I'm ready to step on stage next year, to see if I have a physique that's ready for that, to see if I'm physically and mentally ready for that. So because of that, I already find myself overthinking quite a bit. Am I ready? Am I big enough? Am I progressing fast enough? Will I lose too much muscle? Will I get lean enough? Will I look good when I'm lean, or will I look like crap? It's these kind of questions that just keep coming into my mind, but I just basically keep reminding myself a few things. The main thing is to trust the process. The plan for this prep was put together with all the knowledge that I have and everything I've learned from everyone else. You know, I've consumed a ton of material from Revive Stronger, from Renaissance Periodization. They know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, and I know what I'm talking about. And I would be completely confident coaching somebody else through this process, but when it's myself, you doubt yourself a little bit. My rate of weight loss is planned based on where I was and based on a scientific approach. My calories and my macros are based on historical data, based on my own knowledge of my own body. So I know I'm doing the right thing. It's just time to trust the process, knuckle down, tick those boxes. And then when it comes to the questions of am I ready, am I big enough, will I look good when I'm, stage lean? These are literally just pointless. It is a waste of time for me to be thinking about these things, which is frustrating because I'm still thinking them even though I know it's a waste of time. And the reason it's a waste of time is because there's nothing you can do about them. Will I look any good when I'm lean? Well, I'll find out. I can't do anything about that now. It is just a matter of waiting and finding out. So basically, suck it up, Ash, and just get on with it. Time for meal 3, and this is that time of the day where I tend to really start getting hungry. The jobs for the day are out the way, and now I want to eat. So because of that, this meal is going to be a big one. This is my self-titled barbecue beef burrito volume taco bowl TM. It is super quick to put together. It's got a ton of volume. It tastes really, really good. Macros are insane and it will leave you feeling satisfied AF. So no more messing around. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, get your wok preheating. Make sure it is a wok and not a frying pan, because what we're making today is not going to fit in no regular frying pan, my friends. Go big or go home. So you want to weigh out 200 grams of frozen green beans and then get those going in the microwave. Then weigh out 200 grams of mushrooms and chop those up into chunks, big, small, both, whatever takes your fancy. When your green beans are done, chop them into smaller pieces. Okay, so now this comes together quickly. Add 250 grams of cauliflower rice, 150 grams of beef mince, your chopped up mushrooms and your chopped up green beans into the wok and mix. Season with whatever you like. I am using and recommend you use salt, garlic, barbecue seasoning and paprika, and then serve that in a big old bowl with 30 grams of your favourite barbecue sauce. Amazing. And that is a lot of food. Not only is this a huge amount of food where volume is literally in the name, it also tastes great. It is extremely satisfying. It came together in like 5 minutes. It has stupidly low calories. For all of this, we are literally talking 381 calories. 381 calories, what the hell? Macros and calories for this whole bowl will be up on the screen here. And since this is my own trademarked meal, I better give it a quick taste test for you. So. Oh my god. Honestly, the seasoning on this is just incredible. I recommend you use the 4 that I did. It's so damn good. And it tastes ridiculous. There's so much food. It's a diet hack. It's a diet hack. If you can eat all of this and still be hungry, then credit to you. You've got some capacity in that stomach. But anyway, let's talk about my plan for prep going forward. 12 weeks out, what is the plan going forward? To be honest with you, the plan is pretty boring. I'm looking to just carry on as I am. I'm looking to lose 1 to 1.5 pounds per week for the next 11 weeks. If at any point I don't reach my targeted weight loss of 1 to 1.5 pounds in a week, for 1 to 2 weeks in a row, then I'll just reduce my calories by around 10%. So right now that'd be a 230 calorie decrease, and then see what happens then. And that reduction would purely be coming from carbohydrates. I'll be leaving my fats and my proteins exactly where they are. As I get closer to the end, I'm going to start doing more research into peak week strategies so that I can, present the best possible physique. But because this is my first ever prep and it's just for a photo shoot, it's not actually for a show, I'm definitely not going to be doing anything crazy, especially because I'm such an overthinker. It will most likely just be a slight depletion and then a bit of a carb up. Don't want to do anything too risky, too stressful. Now, of course, as I get deeper and deeper into the diet, I already know that my hunger and my energy is going to go down. I'm not expecting it to carry on as good as it is right now. To be honest, I'm really not worried about that at this point for a few reasons. One being that I have not even implemented anywhere near all of my volume eating strategies because I'm just not that hungry right now. But as my hunger comes up and up and up as I get leaner and leaner and leaner, I know that I have, tricks in my back pocket that I can pull out. I'm like, bam, hunger gone. But yeah, so right now my calories are still pretty high, so I'm not that hungry. But as I do get more and more hungry, I'll use more and more of my volume eating strategies that you've seen all over my YouTube channel because you've watched all of my videos and you've subscribed, haven't you? You've subscribed. Good lad. Because of that, I think I'm going to be fine as the hunger does come up. In terms of energy, I've also been keeping something in mind that I think is going to help me in the future, and that has been that I've been keeping my caffeine intake quite low. So far on this prep, I've not had a single pre-workout, and the most I've had in one day is 2 coffees. So I know that in the future, I've got a lot of space to add caffeine when it's needed. Eventually, I'll go from 2 coffees to 3 coffees, maybe to 4 coffees. Then I'll start adding in a pre-workout. And then right at the end of prep, it might be 4 coffees, a pre-workout and an energy drink. But obviously that is not necessarily a very healthy or good place to be. And I don't want to be there for too long. So I'm going to scale up to that as it's needed. And then I'll drop it back out afterwards. And my plan in terms of training is to just carry on being an absolute fucking beast. No, but yeah. Well, basically, yeah, keep going as I am. I'm training with the mindset that I'm still massing, that I'm still building muscle, I'm still aiming for PRs, I'm still doing a load of volume, because guys, what builds muscle is what keeps muscle. So in my head, I'm training like every session is building me the most muscle that I'm ever going to build in my life. And for me, I think that's a good approach. Right, I have a feeling this video is getting way too long, so let's not faff around here. You guys know the deal by now. I eat 4 meals a day, and by the time we get to this 4th meal, and I want it to be a big one because at night, your boy gets snacky. I want to eat. So I want something that is big, voluminous, satisfying, and it's going to take me quite a long time to eat, just to satisfy that snacky feeling that most people tend to get at night. So meal number 4, we are going for a big ass bowl of popcorn and a Snickers protein ice cream. Sound good? I think so. Let's go. Okay, so let's start with the popcorn because this part isn't too complicated. Get a popcorn maker, weigh out 60 grams of popcorn kernels, add the kernels to said popcorn maker, turn it on and wait for like a minute. Boom. And now I'm just going to season it with a mixture of sweetener, salt and cinnamon, just because, it makes it taste good. Now for the interesting part, Snickers protein ice cream. Grab yourself a decent blender or a food processor, just something that's able to crush up ice without crapping out, and then add 50 grams of chocolate protein powder, 20 grams of powdered peanut butter, 10 grams of cocoa powder, 3 grams of xanthan gum, 1 or 2 grams of salt, 170 grams of fat-free yogurt. I recommend you use Fage, sweetener to taste, and around 100 milliliters of water, and then just as much ice as you want. The more ice you use, the bigger the ice cream will be. The less ice you use, the stronger the taste will be, so it is your call, judged based on how hungry you currently are. Blend, mix, blend, mix, blend, and then serve. Here we have our macro kappa meal. 2 big bowls of food that is going to have you physically eating for a long time to satisfy those nighttime cravings without adding to your waistline. The popcorn tastes like popcorn, nothing crazy here, but the protein ice cream, incredible. It is stupidly thick, just like soft serve ice cream. It tastes exactly like a Snickers. Really low calories, it will keep you full for ages. Top this off with some skinny syrups and you are on to an absolute winner. Seriously guys, try this recipe and don't forget the salt. Don't sleep on the salt because it really adds that snickery goodness, you know. Literally tastes incredible. What the hell? Calories and macros for both the ice cream and the popcorn will be up on the screen here. And I'm going to go eat these, satisfy my nighttime cravings, and I'll catch you tomorrow for an overview of what I'm eating 12 weeks out of my first berry prep. And there we have it guys, a full day of eating, 12 weeks out and 2 weeks in to my first ever serious fat loss dieting phase. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to see the progress that I make throughout these next 12 weeks and to find out how peeled I look for my photo shoot. As you can see, I'm still eating a ton of actual food and I'm still eating a ton of really good tasting, amazing food. There's absolutely no need to skimp out and miss out on amazing tasting foods, and there's no reason to not feel full and satisfied when you're dieting. You just need to be making the right choices, put some time into your cooking, put some effort into planning ahead, and you can do it. You don't have to starve eating tiny little portion sizes and that taste like crap. You don't have to do it. The calories and macros for everything I ate today will be up on the screen here, and as you can see, the calories are low. They are below 2,000, and that isn't personally what I'm going for. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, personally I'm on 2,300 calories with 180 grams of protein, 45 grams of fat, and the rest being carbs. But I wanted to show you how I would do it and how you can do it on less than 2,000 calories, because I know some of you will be needing less than 2,000 calories because you're not as crazy active as I am. And if it gets to a point where I'm not losing weight at the rate I need to be on 2,300 calories, eventually I probably will end up on less than 2,000 calories, and this is how I will do it. Now, the protein is much higher than necessary. You literally only need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight at an absolute max. Like it's very unlikely there's any more benefit to that other than keeping you feeling full. So if you are really struggling with hunger, then there might be some benefit to getting that higher level of protein. But if not, it's not necessary, but it's not necessarily detrimental either. Fats are also on the lower side for today's full day of eating. However, the acute effect of a lower fat day is very, very minimal, if at all. Provided your fats aren't too low too often, then it's not going to cause any issues. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a good insight into how I'm approaching things on my prep, and hopefully it's helped you as well. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to follow along with my prep and see how I get on. And remember to click that top link in the video description if you're interested in working alongside me, doing some online coaching to get you in damn good shape. Subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week, so join the Small Spoon Squad and don't miss out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching as always. Until the next one, see you later guys.